I think so. I think so. My concern,
Which doesn't leave a lot for staff to have to deal with.
one of the concerns I had was trying to make sure there's some mechanism there to reimburse us if we, isn't only just converting the water, but it's how it's done. Let's say somebody digs up their sidewalk, converts it, doesn't put their sidewalk back in. Pretty soon you have 40 neighbors bitching about it. And we have to come in and do that. They may have water on, but they just haven't completed the job. Are you gonna have staff go over there and make sure the job's completed? How are we gonna do that?
And for the benefit of our new reporter, this is gonna save the district roughly $30,000 a year in electrical bill. So.
Plus maintenance and other
Plus maintenance,
capital
yeah,
costs
plus
that
the
we
whole
have to
deal,
keep it
yeah.
going.
So, it's not like we're just handing out $500 bills.
Who's going to do the concrete work for those who choose to, who's going to do the concrete work, period? Whether the district does it, makes the connection, or the homeowner makes the connection. If the district does it on those 47 more difficult residential connections that have concrete, is the cost of the concrete included in this lower
Yes.
idea?
Yes, and if the district is doing the work, our staff has the capability to do the concrete work. It's, flat work is not that difficult. And
How come they haven't been over working on Pioneer Boulevard?
I
then?
don't do asphalt.
Oh, just kidding.
Me too.
And then I have one more question. Are you going to purchase all of the materials in a lump sum purchase, and then, or have you thought about this? Buying all of the materials that you think are going to be needed for all 200 and some connections, and then just doling that out to whomever does it on their own and deduct that off of the $500. That way you have uniform materials that are used all the way through, because, if I'm out there buying the materials, I may be buying garden hoses when I ought to be buying
Get 100 instead of
Yeah.
6-inch pipe.
No, we're not going to do a lump sum purchase and then dole it out, but what we are going to provide is a drawing with specifications that are required, and then when our guys go in, after the homeowner completes the work and we go in and do the inspection to certify whether or not they use the correct materials, that's at that point, that's when we tell them, hey, this doesn't meet what we told you needed to put in, or that does meet it. And if it does meet it, then we'll sign off on it, and then they can come collect their second half of their incentive. And if they don't, then they don't receive the second half of the incentive. And
Is there going to be a local source in Mesquite for them to purchase the materials, or are they going to have to go somewhere else outside of town?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm assuming Ace Hardware has that. Steve's nodding his head up and down. Ace has the.
Plotter supply.
Ace has
Supply,
sells
Star
us?
Nursery.
Star Nursery, that's probably
There's
Okay.
3 or 4 places you can get the material.
maybe even Coca-Cola.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you going to provide a list, so these people that may not know what they're doing can, okay, I can go to this place.
It'd
and
be in
have
the
them.
diagram, yeah.
Hopefully those that don't know what they're doing will say, hey, I'll just have the district come do it and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't know.
maybe,
There's
maybe,
some that think
I know what I'm doing and I'm having the district come do it because I don't want to deal with it.
maybe some private company will say, hey, I'll do that for you.
Well, it sure sounds like it's a great summer project for a few high school teenage boys to earn some extra money doing this.
There's no way we'll get it done by May 30th. Because they don't even get out of school till June, so.
They have weekends.
Yeah.
Eagle Scout projects, there you go.
Okay, where are we
I
at?
have a teenage son.
Put it to work.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Appreciate the idea.
Give Scotty something to do.
That'd be worse than the teenage boy. I think that's all my questions. Aren't you glad?
Where are we at, Mr. Brown?
Does the staff on the back row have anything they want to add to this
They've been
enlightening
talking about it,
discussion?
yeah. Pretty good.
Everything's good? You guys ready to do 100% of the connections in Boca?
Nobody can do this cheaper than the homeowner. It was connected at one point. Most of these houses are sitting with a 1-foot piece of pipe that's been capped. All they need to do is throw in a backflow device and reconnect it, you know. They're gonna take that money and run. So
Yeah.
I think that's, plus everybody can be working on it once. Can't be done any faster or cheaper than getting the homeowner to do it. And
Yeah.
if we can incentivize that, I think we'll be okay.
What are you guys gonna do if homeowners put it off and don't send in the opt-in letter? You just gonna automatically do it then?
Well, what's gonna happen is, come June 13th, the water's gonna be shut off and they ain't gonna get any water.
That's their problem.
They won't be able to.
And we.
And then are
we
you, are
Are we
you,
putting in that opt-in, opt-out letter that once the water's shut off, we're not paying for it, you will pay for it, but you will
Yes.
do it to our specifications?
Yeah.
How about easements? How do we handle that? Have we
There's-
talked to legal about that? Because
Yeah.
you just
And
can't,
there's-
I mean, if somebody opts out and doesn't do it, what are we gonna do?
Well, if they opt out and don't do it, then they've made the choice that they don't want to irrigate the outside of their house, and that's up to them. We do have a temporary construction easement that's part of the letter that's going to go out, so if they opt in, the letter basically, explains what's happening, the dates that everything needs to take place by. Then there's an opt-out page where they can opt out and they can check 1 or 2 boxes on there, they can opt in and do it themselves and collect the cash incentive, and it explains how to get the cash incentive. The second box is opt in and have district staff perform the work. And then at the bottom is an opt out, and that explains what happens if they opt out, and the district's basically becomes indemnified at that point from any future harm to their property as a result of them not signing up and completing the work, and any work beyond that point past June 13th is a cost to them. And then the fourth page of that is the temporary construction easement. So if they check the box that says, we want district staff to do it, we're going to sign a temporary construction easement to allow staff on our property to make this work happen, so.
Okay, I got one other question. Assuming 10%, which is always, don't get the word. So the guy comes in and says, well, I didn't get any letter.
We're planning on doing, we're gonna hand deliver the letter, and we're also gonna mail the letter. So there's 2 methods of trying to get the word to them, and there still may be 1 or 2 or 3 that don't get that, but when staff goes out, and staff's gonna hand deliver, we're gonna have a form that, which homeowners were home and took the letter. We're gonna do it over 3 or 4 days so that we continue to try and hit homeowners, and try and catch them at home, but
You might wanna talk to maybe the churches and other organizations over there, see if they can help us out a little bit.
What do you do about the homeowners that are no longer in the state, that rent their properties or whatever?
We pay for the staff's to go get them.
Do that? No.
Right, guys?
Are we just gonna fly into Alaska?
Yeah. Tracy, on
You,
those,
Steve?
that we do know that, they're renting out their places and they live out of state, we'll send certified letters to the addresses that we have for them, the property owners.
What about Draskovich property? Is that gonna present a problem as far as the size of the system?
There's only a three-quarter inch hookup.
Yeah.
Okay.